Hi, lovely ladies of Infinitely You. I hope you're doing well. I hope all things are good. So, how are you feeling? How are you doing? Gonna see if any of you are around to join me. La 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 la. So, I hope you're enjoying the program and the course. And I would really love to hear what your experience has been so far and if you've got any aha moments coming up for you. Who's ever on live, please say hello so I can say hi back to you. And it also helps other people see the video so that they will know that I have started. It's Thursday already. Almost 4 days done. It's incredible. It's gone by so fast. So, what I want to start with today is a grounding and a guided meditation. Hi, Misa, and good morning. Working on catching up on the replays. No problem. They are there until next week. I haven't quite decided what day yet, but I will let you know. Hi, Leslie Ann. Hi, Veronica. Samantha. How are you, ladies? Hi, Mel. So happy you're joining me. Thank you. Thank you for showing up for you. Thank you for showing up for me. And thank you for showing up for the ladies. And because we all get experiences and we understand different things from someone else's experience. So if there's things that you're going through, if there's some struggles that you're having, you're experiencing, things are coming up for you that you weren't expecting or you kind of were expecting, but it's a teaching moment, then I'd really encourage you to put it in the group so that others can see it, and then I can coach you on it and others can learn from it, because when you're courageous, then others can learn from your courage. So today we're going to do a guided meditation to start. So I'm going to get you to get all nice and comfy, and you're going to change your breathing. You're going to inhale for 3, hold for 3, exhale for 3, and then pause for 3. Hi, Lori. So do that 3 or 4 times. Just feel your body start to relax and unwind from wherever you are in the world, whatever you were doing. Yeah, Veronica, you showed up every day. Well done. Congratulations to you. And just feel your body relax. Your feet are on the ground. Become aware of them. Closing your eyes. Allowing your shoulders to drop. And envision roots going down, down, down into Mother Earth. And there's this large, beautiful crystal in the core of her. And I'm going to get you to wrap that roots around that crystal. Maybe there's several of them. Maybe it's just one large one. Whatever you're seeing, sensing, feeling, or just knowing. And putting your hand on your heart, breathing up into your heart space, dropping out of your head, allowing the mind chatter to quiet, really focus on the heart space, feeling the beat of your heart in your hand, feeling the love in your heart and your hand. Now what I want you to do is to take a walk on a path, whatever path that is. You're going to come across a mirror. And that mirror is not reflecting back to you, but it's a double-sided mirror. And on the other side of that mirror is your higher self. Where you want to be, who you want to be, what you want to look like, how you want to feel, what do you have, and connect with her. Hi, Lisa. We're doing a guided meditation, so just get nice and quiet, relax, take some nice deep breaths. So I want you to see who she is. What does she look like? What is she wearing? Does she look like you? Is she standing maybe a little taller? She got a glow about her. What is she surrounded by? Who is she surrounded by? Is she happy? Is she successful? Where is she living? What is she driving? What home does she live in? Just really tap into who that vision is. Feel into her. Does she have a message for you? Ask her what you need to do, who you need to be her now. I had a soul connection last week, and I was told I am her now. I just have to be her, become her. And do you have any questions that you want to ask her? Ask it now. And reach out your hands, connect with her. Feel her energy. Feel her joy. This is your soul self, your higher self. And if you choose, you can allow yourself to blend with her now and be her now. And if you're not ready, it's okay. There's no judgment. Give her a hug if she hasn't blended with you. Step away from the mirror. Hi, Shelley. And take one last look at her. And she blows you a kiss, sends you her best, and tells you that your future is bright. You can have anything you want and desire. And she fades off in the distance. You turn back around and you walk away from the mirror down the path that you came. And when you're ready, bring your awareness back to your body. You can open your eyes. Yeah, Veronica Donkey was feeling it. Hasn't prayed all day. So this is now how I know that there's an actual connection. How are you feeling after that? Okay. So unconditional love, it's not the norm to be self-centered. Being self-centered might look like make your self look like um, that you're selfish and you don't care about other people and you're maybe aggressive or mean. But loving yourself is when you appreciate your gifts, your talents, your calling, and your personality. Loving yourself unconditionally means you accept yourself, your weaknesses, and your strengths. So we all have weaknesses, but we all have strengths too. So if we focus more on the strengths, then that'll be a better place for us to be. We'll feel a lot better about that. So what is becoming? Becoming's definition is the process of coming to be something or of passing into a state. So my journey for the last, I would say, year and a half, it has been about becoming who I want to be. Becoming the woman that the girls can look up to, becoming the woman that is in her power, becoming the woman that is happy and joyful, and becoming the woman that can navigate a relationship with a narcissist. Becoming the woman that is proud of who she is, who can help other people as much as she can, but not at the detriment of herself. And becoming the woman that has standards and boundaries and wants to be better, grow more, and to evolve into whatever I can evolve into. It's a never ending journey if you choose to the journey of self development. Being definition is the nature or essence of a person. So we want to, in order for us to unconditionally love ourselves, is to stop being critical of ourselves. What would you say to your best friend if she heard your mind chatter? If you heard her mind chatter, what would you say to her? So put yourself in that position. When your mind chatter is coming up, you need to coach yourself sometimes. And what that looks like is, we talked about yesterday, is questioning it. Is it for your highest self? Does this serve me? And is it true? And we have to constantly do that until the mind chatter quiets a little bit more. There was a coach that I had been following, and she was quite successful from what I could see and what was shared with us. And she was telling us about this one time she was presenting, I can't remember who to, but she was presenting something on stage, and she came home and she threw her purse down and kicked off her shoes, and she went upstairs into her bedroom, and she was having a right rant. And she was going off on herself. She was berating herself. She was calling herself all kinds of names, stupid and dumb and unprofessional. And she went on and on and on. And her husband went upstairs. And he was listening to her and seeing what she was saying and doing. And her husband took her by the shoulders and he said, "Nobody talks to my wife that way." So why do we talk to ourselves so badly, so poorly? Why do we treat ourselves so poorly? Why don't we deserve compassion and understanding and respect and kindness and forgiveness Why are we so hard on ourselves? It doesn't serve us. We can become the martyr or stay in victim mode, but does that serve you? I know for myself it didn't serve me. I went on a quest to stop becoming a victim. And it was really important and it was really powerful. And it's, you slip once in a while back into the old pattern because it's an old pattern. So who do you need to have as your advocate? I started saying, nobody talks to me like that. Nobody talks to Vanessa and Alyssa's mother like that, which are my two daughters. So sometimes we need to separate ourselves out of it a little bit in order for us to see that what we're doing is not helpful and it's actually making things worse, but also it's something we need to stop. So there's triggers that are going to happen and we have to be aware of that, and that's okay. And we also have to be more consciously aware that in that process, we can also shift and be less harsh with ourselves. It doesn't mean that we're less caring of other people. It just means that we're more compassionate with ourselves. And that's a really good thing. That's what loving ourselves is. So unconditional love means there's no conditions. There's no circumstances. Who you are right now is a beautiful person, a beautiful woman. You are loved. You are supported. You are deserving. You are worthy. You are amazing. You are put on this earth to create incredible things. That's who you are. That's the truth of who you are. We have to keep remembering that. And it is a remembering. That's the going home back to you. With all the garbage gone. All the layers, all the voices, all the old stories, all the old beliefs, all the old thoughts, feelings, emotions that keep telling us that's not who we are. So we need to quiet them. And ego, again, will raise its head and do its thing, and that's okay too. But it's an opportunity, if we take it, for us to actually make some more shifts and to release more stuff that's running the show and to allow ourselves to heal. It is a healing journey. Things will come up that you won't even be aware of, that you didn't even know was running in this show. I've struggled with money for a long time, and this past weekend doing an Akashic record trade with one of the students, it came up that my mom used to say to me that I shouldn't be bigger than my britches. It's an old British phrase. And so I was shocked when that came up because that is part of the reason why I've kept small. And when there was a time where my brothers and I, we hadn't seen each other for a few years, and my brothers were really excited, so they were planning a barbecue and all this kind of stuff, and my mom made a comment that I was, you'd think the Queen of Sheba was coming. So our parents are not always healthy people. These are not the people that we need to listen to. And I was affronted at that comment, but I knew my mom well enough to know that I needed just to let it go. That was her stuff, and I didn't need to own it. My brothers cared about me, loved me, and wanted to have a lovely experience with me, and we did. So we don't have to take it personally That is their stuff. That's a lesson that I've taken a long time to learn. But when we don't take it personally, it just means that it's theirs. Allow them to own it. So we don't have to take on other people's criticism either. Because we are who we are. We know who we are. Especially during this week in this process. You know the truth of who you are. You can feel her. You know her. When you're out of alignment with her, that's when the negative emotions and thoughts and feelings and stories and beliefs come. So become her. Give yourself permission to want more, be more, have more, do more, abundance in all areas of your life. Now, you will fall back, and ego will try to pull you back. And it's a habit when we're in our old identity. So stepping into the new identity can be a challenge. Because also during one of those weekends where I was doing my training, I realized I was telling stories that wasn't me anymore. But I was so used to saying them and being that person that I hadn't made the full embodiment to realize until that moment that I'd actually changed. So we got to give ourselves credit too when we actually do change. That's another thing we need to do. So also when I was in a program, she was talking about changes, and it's the small changes that actually build on each other, and they become the momentum, and then it leads to the quantum growth. And when she was saying that, I could actually feel it. I could remember the steps that I've taken over the last couple of years since separating from my husband, and the growth that I have gone through. I can't even begin to tell you how different I am now from where I was before. So we have to give ourselves credit, ladies. It can't be all looking for fault, looking for things to change, looking for what we should have done or could have done, the mistakes that we've done, the past in our history. We could decide today that we are not going to be that person anymore, and we won't be. Most of us aren't strong enough to do that and stay in that energy, but you could decide today. And it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. I've worked with this woman who's 73 years old. And she came to me for energy healing. And she said to me, Tina, she said, I've tried doing it on my own. That didn't work. I tried science. That didn't work. Tried meds. That didn't work. So now I'm going to the woo-woo and energy work. So that's what we did. We worked together for 6 weeks. And by the end of those 6 weeks, she was unrecognizable, truly, because at the beginning, she was in complete and utter terror that she was going to be annihilated. And she had stepped into who she truly was because we released a lot of the things that she'd been going through. She was in a narcissistic relationship with her parents and her brothers and her sisters. Her mom was an alcoholic and threatened suicide constantly. Her dad was an alcoholic, so she did not grow up in a nice environment. But at 73, she's happier than she's ever been. So this can be for you too. That's why I'm telling you that story. But she had to learn to love herself and let go of all the other stuff. We can hang on to all the other stuff. We can focus on that if we want to. And that's okay too. But does that serve you? Is that for your highest good? Is that going to help you move forward into that version of her that you just saw? That's you. I'm really passionate about this, can you tell? I can't even imagine that version of me 2.5 years ago. It's just mind blowing. And it doesn't have to take you 2.5 years. So step into her now. Choose her now. Choose her daily. You can even go around asking, I've been going around asking myself, oh, so what would my $100,000 self say or do? Or how would she be? How would she act? How would she show up? And be her and do that. It's not easy, but it's worth it. I can tell you that for sure. So another way that we need to help ourselves be in more unconditional love is to counter our fears. So if you're not feeling confident and strong in who you are, and let's say, for example, you're wearing a dress and you're in front of the mirror and you're like, ugh, I cannot wear this dress. I feel awful, or whatever mind chatter is going through you. Take a couple deep breaths, close your eyes, and love on her. It's not the dress, it's your self-image that you're having trouble with. So embrace you for who you are. Embrace what you are struggling with. Embrace what's working, what's not working, and allow yourself the compassion and know that things can change when you decide. The power of a decision, I can't even begin to tell you, is huge. Choose you, choose her, and make a choice and decide. So indulge in activities that spark your joy. It's all about feeling good, having fun. We don't do fun anymore. We don't create memories anymore. We don't go places and do things. Yeah, okay, COVID. Yes, sure. But you can still create beautiful memories if you want to. You can still have fun if you want to. You can still laugh and enjoy yourself if you want to. And it doesn't have to cost a thing. When the girls were younger, what we did a lot was go to the beach. And I didn't have to pay thousands of dollars to come to an island. It was in my backyard. And I took full advantage of it. So there's things in your backyard you can take advantage of. Where do you live? And explore your area. If you cannot afford or you don't feel safe enough to go out into the big bad world right now. And you can stay within your car, you can travel around, you can explore your neighborhood. There's lots in your area that people would pay thousands of dollars for to come to where you live. All those tourist traps. And we're like, it's there. There's hundreds of people who've never gone to the beach or don't go to the beach very often because it's there and they take it for granted. And I myself am included in that. So it's my mission to go to the beach more often. But we've got to have fun. We've got to laugh and joke around and do what we love and feel what we love. And if we're in a job that we don't necessarily like, then we can still create something that we like outside of it. Or try to make it fun while we're doing it. Okay, Sherry, no problem. Oh, happy to hear that. Great. If you've got any aha moments, there's an aha post. I would really love it. So, the other thing we can do is stand up for ourselves. That's showing that we love ourselves. If someone's treating you poorly, other than yourself, then either walk away. I love Marilyn, one of my other clients, says she just kind of puts her hands up and goes, I'm not available for that. So if you're not available, for anything that is not respectful, not kind, not something that you deserve, criticism, whatever the case is. Again, not available for that. So we gotta love ourselves. Be in your power. This was a big one for me. And this is part of my huge transformation, is I gave up my power in my marriage. And I allowed him to control and to dictate our family. I thought that's the way marriage was supposed to be. Go along to get along. And I, at the best of times, I'm okay with, I'm more adaptable. I'm more easygoing. A lot of this little stuff doesn't matter to me. It's just not important for me to get all worked up and have an argument about it. But what I didn't realize is that slowly but surely I was allowing myself to give up my power, not have standards, not have boundaries. And he took advantage of that. And so it's a two-way street in some cases. So be aware of who you are being in the relationship and what changes do we need to make it better. I tried. I know I tried. And he was not available for that. And that's okay. That's where we are now. It took me a while to be okay with that, but it's okay. So being in your power is not being forceful. It's not being manipulative or aggressive. To be in your power is to be in alignment. To be in your power is to trust that you're in the right place at the right time, that everything's always working out for you, is to claim your joy, deliver your gifts, and own your part in life that you create. We are co-creators with God, universe, source, higher power. Shelley's saying how she showed up for such and is a breakthrough for her. Yeah. How we show up is everything. It's our energy. It's our energetic signature. You know those women that walk into a room and everybody's head turns, and it's not that she's necessarily an extremely attractive woman. There's an energy about her. And that energy is because she is in her power. She is confident. She loves herself. She's strong. She's vibrant. And she is just owning it. She knows who she is. Melanie's saying, clearly after my brother-in-law said that I was pathetic, even after speaking up, it showed up in my mind chatter. Clearly the cost is too high to be around one like that. Yeah, so we get to decide if maybe we want that person in our life anymore. Especially if we're going to take on what other people say. And that will come with confidence. It will come with self-trust and self-love. When you know who you are, that stuff doesn't bother you anymore. It truly doesn't. The other couple weeks ago, I'm sitting in the office and I'm doing some work online, and my ex comes in and he starts yelling at me, he's cussing at me, he's calling me all sorts of names over some stupid little thing. And I just looked at him and I just ignored him and went back to work. Because I know who I am. And I know I didn't deserve that, so it didn't matter. I just put my hand up and I turned away from him. When you're in your power, you do not have to explain yourself. You do not have to justify who you are. You don't have to justify why you feel what you feel. You don't have to justify why you think what you think. You know what you know. You feel what you feel, and you own it. And you own it proudly. Now, are we perfect? Of course not. We're all going to make mistakes, and we're all going to do our things, and we're all going to be, um, there are days where I lose it on him too. Because I'm caught off guard, or I'm out of my power, and or I am not coming from a place of love. So it's one of the three things. So I have to forgive myself for not being in my power. I send him love afterwards in kindness because he won't hear it anyway. So I send it in energy, and I forgive myself for having a weak moment. Make decisions to follow through. So if you're planning on doing something, commit to it, own it, know that you have said that you're going to do what you're going to do. And like I said at the beginning of this challenge, the week. So having the 10 out of 10 week. I'm going to put a post up later to check in on you ladies to see how you're doing with your 10 out of 10 experience and if you're following through on what you said you're going to do. And if not, we can scale it back so that next week you're going to have a 10 out of 10 week. And again, it doesn't really matter if it's an 8 out of 10. Congratulate yourself. But know that it's best to go back to do less on your list and then end up doing more. So if you have one thing on your list for this week and you do it, that's a win. If you have 5 things on your list and you don't do all 5, it's not as much of a win. It's going to make you work against your self-confidence, your self-esteem, it's going to create mind chatter. And that's what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to work around your ego. So create the wins for yourself. One of the ladies had like 10 things on her list, and it's like, no. No. And don't do 10 things that you're going to do every day. And if you feel like doing more than those 5 things on the list for the week, then you do it. And then you celebrate the heck out of that. But don't set yourself up for failure. We don't need to do that. We do that enough for ourselves. So learn and research. If you are in this personal journey, it is something that there's lots of books on. There's lots of places and things that we need to look into. Emotional intelligence is one of them. And we need to learn to just take some time for us to allow ourselves to grow even more. So what books? Maybe I'll put a post up in the group. What books have influenced you over the years? I have like a huge list. I think there was one year I read over 100 books. I have over 400 books on my Kindle. Thank God for Kindle. So it's something we choose, and we can choose it today if we haven't done it already. Change your routine and habits. So start small. I think I mentioned that book, The One Thing. So if you want to lose weight because it's making you feel bad about how you look and how you feel, then what you do is you do 5 minutes of exercise a day, or you could do it a week, and then work up to every day doing 5 minutes, and then you just gradually increase and improve. But because you set your goal so small that you're likely to do more. And again, that's the work around the ego. If you do more, fantastic. But it's the doing less that's going to eat at you, or not completing that list. Okay? If your goal is to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but you usually wake up at 9, it's too big of a stretch. So Wake up maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes earlier, and just gradually work backwards. It goes from 15 minutes one week. So what I did when I started exercising a couple years ago is I decided I was going to do 30 minutes 2 to 3 times a week. I wasn't going to put pressure on myself because I am a business owner and I still have clients and I've got to work around that sometimes. So I did that, and I walked for half an hour twice a week minimum, 3 times a week at the max. And so that 30 minutes went to 45. From 45 it went to an hour. Now it's an hour and 20, maybe even an hour 40. So it's up to us to decide. No one's got pressure on us except for us. So give yourself a break. Don't expect too much from yourself. As long as you're moving, you're growing, you're changing, you're shifting, then it's all good. Staying present. We often go through life as victims, and it's because we focus on things we cannot control. We're stuck in the past and we cannot change, or we obsess over the future we know nothing about. So one of my coaches, I've known her for 4 years. And when I knew her, she was making maybe $40,000-$50,000 a year from coaching and from doing other things. Now she's making $1 million a week. And the reason why is because she doesn't look back unless she's learning a lesson from the past. And she always looks forward. But she's also open to knowing that the possibilities are limitless, and she cannot even begin to imagine her life. And if you told her a year ago that her life would be as it is, which she now has 3 homes and is making $1 million a week, the imagination cannot create that because it's not something we know. So we have to trust ourselves, trust our dreams, keep moving forward, keep doing the things, keep growing, keep expanding. It's an evolution over a lifetime. It's a journey. It's not a sprint. So, ladies, that's it from me today. I really hope that you got something out of this today, and I want you, for your homework, is to write a new story for yourself. Who was that person that you saw? Write the image of her, write what you connected with her, write out what she said to you, write out what you said to her. How did you feel seeing and being in her presence? That's your homework for tonight. The new story starts today. It's a clean slate all the way back. And it's a clean slate all the way forward. What does that life look like? You're very welcome, ladies. My blessings. So if you are interested in joining me for that 4-day workshop, let me know. I believe it's Tuesday, September the 7th. It's going to go from 11 until 1. We're going to take an hour break, and then we're going to go from 2 until 4. And it's going to be about unraveling all the thoughts and the feelings and the emotions and the stories and the beliefs that are holding us back. So if you're interested in that, let me know. It's $350. It's a beta program. The price will go up because I know the value of it, because this changed my life. So if you're interested, message me and I'll put you on the list and then get your stuff for you. It's been a pleasure, ladies. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, infinite courage is what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So Have a blessed night, blessed day. Enjoy your evening. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.